Cool. All right. Well, I guess we can slowly get started. Can everybody see my screen in terms of like the PowerPoint presentation that we have? First of all, thank y'all for joining, but please be patient with the technology because we're still trying to figure out the best way to meet. We were trying to figure out if Zoom is better or Jitsi is better, and we took a gamble and went with Jitsi because it's free. If this doesn't work out as well, we might migrate to Zoom one day, but we'll have a couple more of these in the future. But basically today we're going to go over what LionEx is about. We're going to go over why we're starting to do this now, like why now versus years ago, and figure out ways for you to get involved. And we'll have a game day after all that as well. So with the game day, we have a lot of fun things planned. We have code names, we have Jackbox, we have trivia. We'll also just have a regular discussion room too. But before we go any further, if you can mute your mic when you're not talking, that would help us a lot. And it'll help us with bandwidth too if you don't share your video at the moment. So at the end when we do more Q&A stuff, you can turn your video back on because we do want to see your lovely faces. But because the internet is slowing, I think because everybody turned off their video, there was like a weird pause in the beginning. But we're gonna go over a little bit more stuff about what LionEx is about. But wanted to show this photo. This was our first charter night that we've had. This is like, the birth of our club in, I think it was November 9th, 2012. But it's come a long way. And if you think about it, Lions we've been doing this for 9 years now. We're going to celebrate our 8th birthday. So we're creating LionExes as an independent nonprofit that is built around the Lions Club at the University of Texas. So we're going to keep it separate from the University of Texas, and we're going to keep it separate from Lions Club International. So we have a little bit more autonomy, and the sole focus of LionExes is to serve our previous members and to keep the relationships that we built alive. We spent a lot of years trying to figure out what's the right way to go about it. So we were talking about it a while, but decided that now is the time to do this because a lot of us who've been there for the first couple of years, we're older enough and we've graduated long enough that we have a bit of an arm's length from the UT club. So we do want to have a close relationship. Zach is our new president. He president of the UT club. He's on the call as well. But we do want to have a really, really close relationship, but we want to have it further enough where the UT club doesn't feel like the alumni is telling them what to do. We want to also do our own things for our members who've graduated. So we'll do more networking. We'll do more local events as well. But we'll go into a little bit more detail in a little bit. But the idea is that if we don't do it now, we're going to we're at risk losing the relationships that we've built so far. So we can already see that today, right? We've had 1,000 different members that come through Lions Club at UT. But out of those, if we can hit 100, 10% of that, we'll be pretty successful. So we're going to do a quick virtual poll, and we'll have a couple more of these spread out. So if you can help us, you can do this by phone or by your computer. It might actually help if you do it online because the last poll that we have is more open-ended and you won't be able to get into those. But if you do want to text, that's fine as well. So first of all, what metro area do you live in? I know we only have a sample here. Some people are in Boston, other people are in Florida, Amarillo. So we want to know where you're at. So if you are in one of these cities that isn't listed, just click other. But we'll give it a couple minutes. Evie, I'm logging in right now as well, so feel the pain. For a second. Cool. For those of you who said other, it would be really cool to hear where you're from or where you're living in. So with the chat of Jitsi, if you can write where you're living in, that'd be awesome. It seems like we have a lot of people in Dallas, a couple of us in New York, a couple of us in Austin for this call. From the poll that we did before, we saw that a lot of people are in Austin. Some people are in Houston too. And I know for sure that we have some people in LA and a couple in San Francisco as well. So we're hearing that Ryan is in Carson City, Nevada. Tiffany is in Orlando, Florida. Christine's in Phoenix. Chris is in Amarillo. Natalie will be in Plano. D'Amberly is going to be in Big Spring, or she's in Big Spring right now. Cool. All right. We'll do one more. So the next one is, what's your profession? We try to keep it as general as possible, but again, NA, if you're still looking for work, or if you're between jobs, other if it's not listed. All right, so we have a lot of people in professional services or finance or legal. We have a lot of people in healthcare. That's great. For those of you in healthcare, thank you so much for all the hard work you're putting in right now. We really need it. We have some people in government, public, and we have some people in technology. That's awesome. So as you see, we have a whole list of different industries that people are involved in. So part of LionExes is we want to kind of see where we're at different parts of life, and whenever we have people graduate or students, if we can create those bonds between the two, then we can connect people within healthcare or people who want to learn more about consulting or with engineering. So, all right, with that, I'm going to pass it off to Alex. So Alex, if you want to turn on your mic.
Yep, y'all can hear me?
Yep.
All right, great. So hey everyone, so before I start with my slides, I just want to give my introduction of myself. So my name is Alex Kui, and I graduated from UT in 2014. Yes, I know that's a very long time ago. With a degree in petroleum engineering. So right now I work in Austin. I'm a reservoir engineer for Equinor. So I work in the energy industry, and if you guys have any questions or comments, please let me know. So as Jiho mentioned, there's been a lot of work right now to get an alumni club started. So I don't know if you guys knew, there's probably been about 1,000 students that have come through our Lions Club, which is a lot. That's amazing. We've built this club together, and there's a lot more to do after college has ended. So, all the times we've spent building relationships, memories, and hard work into serving the community, why let it stop there? Let's keep on going. So our organization's goal is to connect all of the alumni together and get us back on the same page. So next slide. So LionExes is really, really new. So we've been kind of a small group of ragtag volunteers putting together kind of various programs, and there's a lot that we would like to accomplish in the next 5 years. So looking at the right side, you can see we've got some pretty lofty goals in there, but right now our primary objective is, one, to bring more alumni into our group and establish the culture of maintaining contact between each other. So we've got some UT students and working professionals that have formed this board that I'll go into more details in the next slide, but we meet quite regularly to put this organization together. So some of the initiatives that we would like to get started are kind of scholarships. You can see at the bottom line. We were really hoping to put together some sort of launch event. So we'll probably see one coming in the future. But as of right now, we would like to plan social events and possibly even continuing the tradition of making more service events as well. Next slide. So here are current members of our organization. There's a lot of alumni, that's at the very top. So those are the most critical members. Without the alumni, we wouldn't really have a strong organization. But I'm going to start from the left to the right. So our goal is to establish more local branches. So as of right now, these are kind of cities that we're having ideas on forming local chapters, Austin being the first one because it's so close to our alma mater. But there's a lot of people in various cities, and we would like to get y'all's help to, bring in the alumni network and establish more of the Lions culture. So currently on our staff, we have three awesome UT students. That's D'Amberly, Kevin, and Minley. They've worked really, really hard to put this together, and I just want to give them a shout out on how great they've been doing. And so, a round of applause. You can't hear me clap. You can't hear Jiho clap, but all of us are doing it. But there's those students, but there's still position for more people. So if you would like to, get on board and help us out, there's day-to-day stuff that can be very, very impactful for our organization as a whole. So as of right now, we have a few members on the board. There's me, there's Andy, Christine, Jiho, and Schumann. So, me being the oldest member of this board, I'm usually the very pessimistic one. So we're always looking for more people to come onto the board. If you have ideas, if you would like to become a leader in this organization, we do welcome y'all's invite, or we welcome y'all's help.
Awesome. And if you have any questions, please feel free to use the chat to post your questions. I think Kevin already put a notification there as well, but Kevin's going to be looking out for questions. So I'm sure you have a lot of thoughts right now. So if you do, just feel free to put it on the chat. All right. Well then, Andy, we'll talk about focus areas.
Hi everyone. My name is Andy Graham. I was the Vice President in Lions Club for our 2015 through 2016 year. Graduated in 2016 and have been working as an engineer in Dallas since then. So for my part of the presentation, we're going to go over some of the focus areas that this new group is going to be delving into over the next few years, and some different possible initiatives we're going to try and start. So first off, our programming, different events and initiatives that we're going to be trying to start to engage alumni that are, across the country and in different localities. The different things that we're going to try and do as an organization are going to be stratified into kind of different buckets. There are going to be some one-off events like what we're doing right now, some more recurring events such as meeting at Austin for, say, a homecoming game, or doing scholarships for current members of the UT Lions Club. There will be long-term ongoing events such as mentorships. And then there will be different initiatives that are stratified between things that are done on a local level and things done on a national level, such as volunteering. Volunteering is always going to be a more local initiative. And then we're trying to roll out some ideas for doing Lions lunches like we used to do on campus, but doing it virtually with different people across the country. So that's programming. We'll also have different ways that we'll be trying to communicate the different events and any new initiatives we're trying to start up. And those are going to come to you in very different ways. We're going to have Facebook groups for discussion forums that are going to be a little bit more active, a lot more participatory. And then we're going to have things like our MailChimp newsletter that are going to have, where we'll be placing our announcements that are going to be more passive. We'll have ad hoc invites that come to people. And then we're going to have also a LinkedIn group that will be more for kind of our any mentoring program that we try and put in, where people can communicate with people who are already in industries as they graduate and become a LionEx. They can get in contact with people who are in industries that they're going into. So we're primarily going to be engaging with our membership through our Facebook group and our LinkedIn, and then we'll be kind of communicating at you with our newsletter via MailChimp. And with that, I'm going to give it over to Schumann Chen. Oh, just kidding. No, I had another slide. My bad. Jeez. Okay, well, here's sorry. So here's how our different ideas for like what we'll be doing are going to be stratified in the like social, professional, and like volunteering realm versus like the like local and national level. This is just like an illustration of like how different things are going to be broken up, and these are some of the ideas that we're going to be trying to bring to people over the next few years to try and get started. So, you know, things will go from like a local social level, doing like local groups, like trying to keep people engaged with, you know, people who went through the same experience of Lions Club, you know, after they graduate. You know, maybe you're in Dallas now and you just moved into town and like you don't know as many people. You'll be able to at least get plugged into a social group when you get out. And then, you know, on the other end, we have things like the national service little box over there, bottom right hand quadrant, where you know, we would be you know, donating for like the Lions Youth Exchange that happened at UT, or donating to causes like emergent like scholarships or stuff like that. And with that, we'll head on over to Shuman Chin for what's next.
Okay, thanks, Andy. So hi, everyone. I'm Shuman. So just real quick about me. I passed through Lions Club a while back, graduated in 2017. Then I moved to New York shortly after for optometry school. So I've been here for a while now. So yeah, as y'all can see, we've been doing like a lot of brainstorming about what we really want to do with LionExes, and we presented some ideas to y'all. But at the end of the day, we really want to hear your thoughts, because LionExes was really made with y'all in mind. So with that said, we're going to go on to the next slide. We have some questions we want to ask y'all. So what are you most excited about? So everybody, please pull out your phones or your browsers. And you can respond to up to 2 choices. Great, everybody. Keep responding if you haven't yet. We really like to see what everybody is most excited about or interested in. It looks like we have a lot of people who are excited about local socials, so that's going to be great, especially, you know, as more people join and we kind of get an idea of where everybody's at. Local service, that's great too. I know a lot of us who have graduated for a while probably miss, you know, coming together to do service events. Oh, national service. That would be like a really great idea for the future. To like hopefully bring everybody back together. So I think like we have, you know, we do have quite a few responses. Local service, yep, that's great. So let's go on to the next slide. We have another question for y'all. And so what are some programs and improvements that y'all want to see? And feel free to go ahead and type this in. Like, we really want to hear like whatever ideas that y'all may have, you know, and this could be something more general or maybe something more specific to you, like whether you're, you know, a graduating student applying to like a postgraduate program and you really want help with mock trials. Yeah, so we see mentorship up there. That's great. You know, or, you know, with a lot of people, you know, graduating from the homes, we do have people who might be in finance who could maybe recommend like a first job. Oh, happy hours. That's also a really great one too, especially like during quarantine. Hours. Oh, member and alumni spotlights. Oh, that's a great idea too. Like, I feel like some of these ideas that, I mean, like we we haven't even thought of, might not even have thought of ourselves. So it's really great to kind of have some more perspective. It would be really nice to see kind of where everybody's at right now. So, okay, a lot of people like happy hour is great. I like it too. Okay, yeah, so thank you guys so much for your responses and your voting. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic to the next person. So go ahead and take it away, Christine.
Thanks, Schumann. Hi, everybody. My name is Christine. I was the head of the SPOT Special Committee, and I graduated from UT in 2017 with a bio degree. So we have 3 main networks that we're using. We're using Google, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And with our Google form, it's for our newsletter and upcoming programs. For our Facebook group, it's more of a social aspect. And we'll also be sending out event invites through Facebook. And then LinkedIn is for our more professional setting for career development and opportunities. And next slide. So getting involved, the number one thing is to join our alumni network, right? And then if you want to, you can also create your own local branch. You can reach out with any questions and we could definitely help you with that. Another thing you could do is become a part of the staff or run for the board of directors. And I think we mentioned earlier, the board of directors meets every first Saturday of the month. And another big part is to spread the word. So just reach out to all the old friends you made out from Lions and, ask them if they're interested in joining, because the larger network we have, the more opportunities we can create for you all. Next slide. Okay, so we have a lot of upcoming programs and events. Our first one is the Summer Reunion Series. So this is more of reminiscing about what we did in the past. We'll be starting in June, this June over Jitsi, and it'll be occurring every other week. We'll be hosting different committees like the service committee, membership committees, or any other special committees, and we'll invite past officers and chairs to share their memories. Another big thing that we're excited about is LionExes lunches. So I don't know if y'all remember from undergrad that at our UT Lions lunches, you sign up and you're randomly paired to have a virtual lunch with somebody. So after COVID, we hope to have these lunches in person rather than virtually. And then, like I mentioned earlier, the board of directors meetings, anybody is welcome to come, where we brainstorm new ideas and discuss current projects. Additional future programs include virtual mentorship. So we're aiming to start this in the fall. And we had that professional poll at the beginning of the presentation, and we have many people in different career paths. Like we have engineers, we have people in healthcare, people in business, and all types of career paths. So we're hoping to have enough members to where we can connect people with similar career paths for mentorship. And then earlier, Alex mentioned the LionExes launch party. So we're aiming to have that in November 14th, and hopefully it can be in person, and it'd be just so everyone to get together and have a good time. And then some other possible future events are service events. I know a lot of y'all were interested according to that poll, and we can do local and national, and we're always open for suggestions. And then I know this was a lot of information, and so with all of this being said, I'll pass it on to Kevin for the Q&A.
Hey everybody, so if you have any questions, feel free to type in the chat and I'll be answer any questions or just push it in the right direction for you.
There's also a hand raise functionality on here. So if you would like, it's on the bottom left corner. It's that little palm sign. So you could raise and lower your hand for if you want to speak directly at us too. And you could probably turn on your cameras now. Any questions? No questions? Guys, we may have like the perfect organization then. Z, you turned on your camera. Tell us, give us a question that we can react to.
Oh wait, I hopped in a little bit recently, so I'm kind of in the dark at the moment. So
sure. No worries. Drew, any questions? No. Okay. Swanee, Steph, any questions from y'all? Wow.
Wait, sorry, I can't. I'm just gonna ask it over the microphone then.
Yeah.
So why is this not the launch party?
Yeah, well, the launch party we wanted to, this date was supposed to be kind of the launch party. We wanted to put it the same date as one of the larger UT functions. So whenever UT Lions. So we were going to either do it on the Charter Night anniversary or during the spring banquet. So we were using the spring banquet as a way for us to get together and actually have a launch party. And we thought it'd be better to do like a physical face-to-face thing where we can celebrate, have a couple drinks, do a barbecue, and, really get to meet people face-to-face. So we're moving it to the fall because, first of all, it gives us more time to pilot out different programs. So if we were to do LionExes lunches or even start collecting names for mentorship, like it would be a good way to good time to like experiment a little bit. And during the fall, we'll have a more like a solid approach where we can really, it's more solidified, where we can actually have a face-to-face meeting. So good question though. Anything else?
I have another question.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there's going to be like scholarships and stuff. One, what would the qualifications for the scholarship be for the UT Lions Club? And two, does that mean there's going to be dues involved with this?
Yeah. So first, for those of y'all who don't know, the person who's speaking right now is our charter vice president, Steph T. Chen, or Kui Chen now, Steph Kui Chen. Wife of Alex Kui Chen, who's part of the board. But in terms of scholarships, we haven't figured out the funding structure for that yet. But when we were first coming up with LionExes, we were brainstorming that we can maybe do like an annual funding drive, or we can do, if we had to do dues, that's something that we can look into. But it wouldn't be something that's it wouldn't be something that's like an expensive amount, but because I don't think we can, I don't think we've demonstrated our value to our alumni as much as we want. So I don't think any alumni would be willing to pay like $100 to be part of this alumni base. So we'll probably think about doing more of a annual drive structure than a dues structure. In terms of qualifying for the scholarship, we would have the guidance of UT Lions a little bit more. So one of the scholarships that we have in mind is sending one of our Lions or restarting the Youth Lions program that we have. So for those of y'all who are a bit younger and don't know, Lions Club International has a youth exchange program. And for the first couple of years, we would send one of our members abroad. And with that, they were sponsored by the Wimberley Lions Club in terms of the funding. But we were thinking that that's something that we can do from our end. We can maybe even just help pay for a ticket, because once they're in a different country, their housing, their food is paid for. So the biggest cost is the ticket price itself. Other scholarships would be more needs-based, but that would be determined by the board. The board will review, and then the board would give out approved scholarships. The idea is that eventually, like 5 years from now, our board will be more established. Right now, our board of directors, we all have 1 year agreements. So after a year, they can choose to stay or they can choose to do another year. But eventually, we want to get to a point where the board members will have almost like a 3-year rotation. So get some new people in every year and then have some people rotate out every year. So we have a constant stream of fresh ideas that are coming in. Any other questions? Any other questions? No? All righty. Well, if you ever do have any questions, you can reach out to anyone on the board. So you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Christine, Schumann, Andy, Alex. We're here for you. You can also reach out to the staff. So the staff, D'Amberly, Kevin, and Minley, they've been working on this. We've been trying to get this off the ground for over a year now. So they've done a great job. We're hoping to bring some more people in the staff in the fall. And with that, we'll have a more established base. The part of the one question that we heard before was like, why haven't we done this before? Why haven't we tried doing an alumni program before? And we were starting this now because we felt like using students from UT, it's easier to actually build a base rather than having all the alumni do it ourselves. So frankly, the alumni, because we were just so new in our careers, we didn't have time to build an alumni program at the moment. But